craziest reaction you've had when you said no thanks? I don't want to have sex. Had a half crying half angry crisis. Kept asking if it was something she did or if there was someone else or if I was sick and ranting about how no guy says no to sex. You're mad about something. All I could think the whole time is, I have to never ever react like this if someone tells me they don't want to have sex. This is just embarrassing. Just imagine if a guy broke down like that asking for sex. The collective internet would come down on him and call him a pansy. Exactly. It's weird and pretty gross one way or the other. I don't know what was up with this girl, but she wanted in my pants probably more than was healthy. I turned her down on several occasions and usually she accepted it with grace and composure. I never ended up having sex with her, and one day when I was propositioned by her she just freaked out, and what went from a weird friendship turned into a full out beach fest on me, her saying that I was leading her on this whole time, making her think I wanted to date her, keeping her out of the dating world, and basically just being a dong. I was later explained by one of our mutual friends that she apparently thought that I was being nice to her because I liked her and that I teamed with her online because I wanted to go on dates with her. Turned out she had this whole relationship fantasy about us that was never real and I was oblivious to it the whole time. Ducking anime protagonists. I had the exact scenario play out with a girl, but in high school, long before online gaming. So, exact might be a strong word, but she had developed this whole thing that we were going to be together because I was nice to her when she came into the store I worked at. When I finally turned her down for a date, she freaked out. Told the whole school I was a dong and a loser, true, but still, that I was leading her on, etc. It actually went a step further. For about a month when she knew I was at my job, she'd call my mom and chat about me, telling my mom she was my GF. My weird ass mom never told me she was calling, until I happened to go through the caller ID and my mom was like, "It's Debbie, your girlfriend. She's nice." Our 20s, me and my friends liked to hit up this local dive bar. Drinks were poured strong and cheap. Decent beer selection. And not crowded at all. Since it was a bit divey, we were usually the youngest by a generation. This one night some old woman that was either experimenting with the wet hair look, or was getting her wet every 10 minutes, not entirely sure, took a drunken liking to me. After I refused her a few times, she say something like, "If you don't loosen up you'll be a virgin forever," pulls her shirt up to flash me as a "look what you're missing I guess," and storms off. Bartender poured me a free one, so I got a beer out of it at least. And say goodbye to these. I never wanted to say hello. I was okay with never having to say goodbye. Had a glass of vodka poured on me and told that I was an ass for leading her on. I didn't lead her on, I was having normal conversation with her. She was drunk and I wasn't. r/Nisegurals. As S fan of r/Niseguais. Can't believe I never looked for this. But you, or someone else, could start something like r/Redditness for nice. Subscribers could challenge themselves to match the undateable, the unduckable, and the unlovable. Got a 45-minute lecture about how that makes her feel terrible about her body and how I'm basically emotionally abusing her by not wanting to have sex with her. We're no longer together, thankfully. How can someone go on a 45-minute lecture without even accidentally coming across the thought of, I mean, if I were to turn down sex for you? That. Oh. How little introspective ability can someone have? Even if she had managed to get some dong with that, wouldn't that make it so that she would forever have a niggling doubt in the back of her head that he might have agreed to boning just because he doesn't want to hurt her fragile self-esteem? Feel like I've wrote this before more than once, so I'll Coles notes it. Went out with friends. Very open crowd. Went to bedroom with girl. While making out she says no. I stop. She starts stuff again. Says no when I move to do more. I stop. Pulls me back again. Clothes off. Things go farther. She says no again. I get up. Get dressed and exit room. She's upset. People ask, rightfully, what the duck happened. She tells them exactly what happens and they got mad at me saying that's just how she plays. She was into consensual. Non-consensual play. I say something along the lines of what's a game to you is 5-10 for me and a dread I'd take to the grave. The women there then questioned my sexuality and made fun of me for the remainder of the night. Jesus. Non-con play is something you do when the rules of the game have been explained and agreed on and everyone's on board. It's not cool to just spring it on someone like that. No matter what role you like to play. It says lack of maturity, boundaries and awareness. Someone that read one book on BDSM or saw 50 Shades of Ick. Seeing a girl off and on. And she texted and wanted me to come over and them go grab a drink. I drove over to her apartment and when she opened the door she was falling over drunk. I went in and poured myself a drink. And sat on the couch. She sat right beside me. And put her hands all over me and under my shirt. Slurring and talking super close. Her teeth stained grey by the red wine. I just was really put off by it. I told her I didn't feel like having sex and she blew up crying and got angry and mean. Saying that men can never say no and how can you do this to me? I calmed her down and told her I wanted to go home and just wasn't in the mood for this. Or drinking in general. She asked me to take her to the bar so I dropped her off. She was usually a pretty respectable person. I didn't judge her harshly. Drinking can make people irrational and emotional. God, I hope the bartender just handed her ice water with a lime. He bent forward and said very loudly "Do you want sex?" to my crotch. That sounds ducking hilarious. Do you want sex? Got drugged later that night. What happened after that? Well, I blacked out. Woke up in her bed and was relayed from mutual friends that she spiked my drink at one of the bars we were at after I made it explicit I didn't want anything to do with her. She was dating someone but wanted a side piece, which I obliged previously but realized how ducked up it was. I was in shock the next morning and just got dressed and left. Started pouting and said fine then, I'm going to stop sending you pictures and talking dirty to you. I said that's probably a good idea. I don't think your boyfriend would like you doing that anyway. Now can we please just watch Flubber? Or he'll go home. Your call. After seeing I was annoyed. She tried the I'm sorry route. And started trying to cuddle up and undo my belt again. I said apparently we couldn't be friends and went home. And finished watching Flubber alone. Can we please just watch Flubber? This man has his priorities straight. You have my utmost respect. Thanks. I hadn't seen the movie in ages and was excited to watch it. Got shoved against a wall and a hand forced down my pants. So sexually assaulted. Actually, no. According to a couple of my friends and one of the therapists I saw afterwards. Men can't be sexually assaulted. I wish I was ducking joking. And my girlfriend broke up mutually. I woke up around 4 in the morning to her in my clothes in bed with me begging to have sex. I say no. Then she proceeds to drunkenly puke all over my possessions. 1 stroke 10 never do again. College. Had a few trysts that ended badly. Decided to take it slow on the next one. Hung out with a girl one Saturday while we were both pretty drunk. Made out on my bed. She started taking her clothes off and I said, "Not yet." She screamed at me. She said that I basically told her that she was hideous. She never talked to me again. Spread rumors that I was gay. Every time I would meet a new woman, she would meet with them privately and lie about me. Didn't really have much luck with ladies the rest of college. She said that I basically told her that she was hideous. She never talked to me again. Spread rumors that I was gay. Oh yeah. I had a few of these in college. When I started being labeled gay or asexual or whatever, I was just dumbfounded. I'd never imagined that this sort of scene would happen. Last girl I dated was pretty attractive visually. And when she got shit-faced on our first date, note to self. Warning flag, I had to drive her home. TLDR. Planeswalker scenario all over again. But with more volume. Flying objects and a half-naked woman and nothing but a $stupid expensive corset demanding to know what my major malfunction is in a small apartment building at 1 AM. Why did I keep seeing her? Oh. Yeah. She was pretty and I was shallow enough to overlook the elephant in the room. When I started being labeled gay or asexual or whatever, I was just dumbfounded. You want me to deal with her? No one will ever know it was the asexual ninja.